I think we are in a very deep sorrow condition. Our beloved leader, one of the greatest son of the soil, and a person who has made strong foundation for Indian space program in multiple areas, Dr. K. Kasturirangan sir is no more. I understand today morning this very sudden demise happened morning, I think around 10:30 or so. When you look at Kasturirangan sir, I think my experience goes back. I can talk hours and hours about him. First experience is, it was in the year 1988. I have joined for IIT Kharagpur for M.Tech program. I think within 1 month or so, the IRS was completing its 100 days in the orbit. So there was a Doordarshan program called Eye on the Sky. And there was an interview with Kasturirangan sir almost for 40 minutes in the Doordarshan. And I was in the IIT Kharagpur M.Tech hostel, that conference hall of the M.Tech hostel. There were something around 600, 700 students were there. The way he was talking, that was really taking ISRO to much greater heights, and I was directly getting that benefit. I was the only person from ISRO sitting inside the conference hall. As if I have done that work, this is what was the feeling in IIT Kharagpur that day. Next comes, we were in Moscow for the technology acquisition of cryogenic program. So along with then chairman, U.R. Rao, couple of people came. Dr. A.E. Muttunayam sir, and of course Kasturirangan sir. Kasturirangan sir and chairman was going to Kuru for a launch, so on the way they were there for 3 days. And then with each senior person, one of the team member was attached. So I was so blessed to be attached with Kasturirangan sir for 3 days. So we were traveling together. I was only SD engineer. He was of that stature. And one thing was very clear at the end of the review. There were a lot of confusion, but at least I was very clear he is going to take over as the chairman ISRO. Because the way, otherwise, the way he was asking questions, the way he was reviewing along with Professor U.R. Rao. And then while traveling, he was asking lot of doubts, lot of questions I could understand. Then comes to next experience. Today we are having a satellite center like this. There are a lot of people responsible, of course, no doubt Professor U.R. Rao is responsible, but then Kasturirangan sir contribution is so phenomenal in bringing up that center to this present stature. I had the opportunity 1.5 months back to talk to a great person, another great son of the soil, Professor Chitnis. I don't know how many of you are aware about Chitnis. He is going to become 100 years in coming July. And almost 1.5 hours we had the conversation. Rather, I went to take the blessing of Chitnis and Professor Kali, who was the former director. I was in Delhi and I had 1 day break, and 1 day break I went to Pune, and both were there and spent almost 2 hours with Kali sir with his family. Then we both, along with my family, went to Professor Chitnis, and we had the great occasion to talk about Kasturirangan sir, because Chitnis is the person who selected Kasturirangan sir into the ISRO system, rather PRL system, for his PhD work. And 10 years he was in the helm of the affair as the chairman of ISRO from 1994 onwards. 84, Professor U.R. Rao took over as the chairman, 1994 onwards. And during his tenure, ஒன்று தமிழில் சொல்லியாச்சுன்னா தொட்டதெல்லாம் பொண்ணு என்று சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா. Wherever he has put his hand, everywhere success after success. In fact, before he took over, PSLV D1 failed. After he took over, what has happened to PSLV and GSLV configuration. And Cryo, 1995, after he took over, only the Cryo project was indigenous, Cryo development project was approved. And he is a person far beyond anything. He goes purely by merit only. And when he was the chairman, you all know what type of growth this organization had. My own experience is when he took over as the chairman ISRO, honestly speaking, the liquid propulsion area, there was no mathematical modeling or simulation activities. And he has come for the first time to LPSC after taking over as the chairman. We had a setback in 1-ton failure, 1-ton engine. He asked, where is the modeling and simulation? And of course, I also had some interest in that area. And entire activity really started that time. Modeling and simulation. Today, I will tell you something around 374 modeling and simulation software for various propulsion system and components are there. I think this, he, along with Narayanan sir, had great role to play. And I was so one of the privileged person to come in contact with him. Number one, 1-ton, there was a setback, and I was sent to Russia for a AVR MRC hot test, and Narayanan sir asked to discuss with Russians related to this 1-ton setback. And Russians will not just let that discuss because they were with all security system. Then I had to tell a lie to my boss, whom I was learning. I told, if the second failure happens, I will be sacked from the organization. Then I still remember Chandragupta sir was the team leader, and my mentor from Russia, on Morozov, he came to our house early morning 3 o'clock, avoiding security system, and he was with us 3 to morning 8 o'clock, talking lot of things. Then when Narayanan sir understood something useful has happened, when I came back to Delhi, in Delhi my ticket was diverted to Bangalore, and as a SD engineer I had to go there alone. 15 minutes I had to present, but that discussion took place 3 hours. He was going on. In fact, all the slides are there. Slides are not properly written slides. Even papers were not there in the Ashoka hotel. Letter pad only it is written, and it was briefed. And his contribution, not only to ISRO, his contribution for the nation in multiple domains, including the new education policy, everything is very, 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 very phenomenal. And I cannot talk everything in open, but then the fact is, to be frank, I am like one of his family members. Why family members? Whenever I used to go to his house, he has got a very good puja room. Once you go, you will be seeing all the gods, goddess inside the puja room. First he will tell you, go to the puja room and take the blessing, then come to me. And puja room is already all valakku kuttolaga ellam. Everything is lighted, some arrangement is made, then pray and come to him. And this has happened not once, lot of times, maybe 15, 20 times it would have happened. And my recent experiences were like this. After I took over as chairman, of course, I had the photographs. I had the great opportunity on 15th January. After joining in ISRO headquarters, we went with my family, my daughter, son, wife. We were with him, taking his blessing. And also, at one point of time, I was told that he is so sick in the ICU, and I was going to Delhi for a week. Then I thought on the way better to meet, because I was told by my colleagues that he may not survive, better to see. So I saw him and went. Then came back. After 3 weeks, he forced himself, his son, to take him to the house. And he was in the house. Then again I am coming to Trivandrum for 4 days. Then I felt I have to see him. Then a person who is not recognizing anybody how to go and see, I took my PA, Yasoda, also along with me, and went there. And dear friends, it was a surprise. A person who was in the ICU came to house, and he was in the ICU. When we both went, like a small boy with trouser, he was jumping. The moment he came to know that I am going there, he was jumping like a jumping boy, coming from his bedroom to here, and he was hugging and talking, and photo is there. And which I could not believe that day. A person who is not recognizing, and that is a stature, and is brought, and that was the last thing. And his contribution in PSLV vehicle, GSLV configuration, and Mark-related configuration, and all satellites, IRS or whatever satellites, this cannot be simply written in pages or something like that. It is a huge and huge phenomenal contribution. Not only that, a man with great principle, and a man with great affection. Please understand, a SD engineer getting opportunity to be in his room for 3 hours and explaining, and where you will get that opportunity. And practically I was a family member of him, to be frank. At least last 2-3 years, more than 20 times. We used to discuss lot of things every time. And such a great person. To be frank, it is a great loss to the entire 20,000 employees of Department of Space and ISRO. And it's a great loss to the nation. And I don't have any words. Talking about Kasturirangan sir, I can talk hours and hours, so much experience. And Chandrayaan 3, Chandrayaan 2, and there was a setback, and when we submitted the national level committee report, in which I was chairing that committee, I was asked to go and brief Kasturirangan sir. 15 minutes I was told, go and brief. He took almost 4 hours. With each system I was explaining, and he was patiently hearing. At the end, he asked only one question: how long you are working in the satellite area? You are a launch vehicle man. And then he was so much appreciative of the things he told. So only Chandrayaan 3 will be success and success only. And I think I don't want to dwell much. This is not the time to really, this one, there are occasions. And it's a great loss to all of us. Okay. So let us pray the Almighty for the soul to rest in peace. Thank you.